kind of make this happen? They got to be flexible.
Luckily, we're doing this game one. The Kagura shows up in game one. Triple marksman, a little bit more of a proven factor. I hate to say it, triple marksman is established now in the current metagame, which was once but a ranked game nightmare. Welcome to game one. This is Team Falcons of Saudi Arabia going up against the Mongols of Mongolia, fighting for tournament life in a best of three.
Keep in mind, Leo mentioned it, tournament lives on the line. They need to win this series. Any bit of early game momentum will alleviate just a little bit of pressure. But let's look at the matchups here. Shenlin as well as Meiki will start off trying to trade back and forth. Meiki is not taking enough damage as Troll is taking too much damage, and Shenlin doesn't mind it and finds first blood into Troll. A blunder within the first minute of the game.
Coffin isn't even really dealing the damage that he needs to. Again, he was at level 2 given, but the kit on the Kagura doesn't do well up against sustained team fights like that.
Ideally, it was supposed to be a 1v1. The fact that they wanted to go 2v2 and Troll even going, making sure that he does have some form of sustain, right? He does decide to take the inspired traditional build, not even going for a concussive blast to speed up that wave clear compared to Shenlin, and that's the difference maker.
He has the Brave Song. He has the support emblem too, so he should have been healing, but I guess the fighting wasn't just the right kind of fight. Oh, Troll does survive. Shenlin down about 1 HP. One more!
He needs it. He gets it. Boyette finds him. Meiki, unfortunately, dealing almost negative damage. Boat! Oh! He almost made a hard call. Zetsu nearly catching Coffin. But now, Boyette, despite a 2v1, literally will stand in your face. This brick wall, the shield of Team Falcons stands strong.
Mind you, Baksha did receive a little bit of damage reduction in the most recent patch, but with it in Boyette's hands, again, the way he's throwing out these puissances and these shells over, seems like that patch didn't happen at all. Turtle spawning upper quarter. Team Falcons first to the scene, even if they did trade, and with Team Falcons down by about 200 gold, Falcons are calling the shots.
It's looking really good. Shenlin already having to use his iron hook. He can't seem to get out in time as Mumu is able to collapse on them. With the help of the curtain call, they disengage. I'm surprised they didn't want to go for more.
For the first 2 minutes, we put a spotlight on the mid trio, or at least that relationship. How about the XP lane? Check this out. Safe to say, Mumu will win up until he doesn't. Until Sanji's ready.
Yep, until Sanji decides to outscale him. Mumu's got two important power spikes. One, when he gets the War Axe. Two, especially pre-level 4. Now, we've missed one of those goals. The next is when he gets that War Axe, and we'll see how the laning happens afterwards. In terms of rotations, Team Falcons looking to go into the bot side of the map. They want to go for that full clear end up towards Turtle side. Zetsu, on the other hand, usually for Yishin Shins, first Turtles kind of don't matter to you, right? It's all about items, it's all about farming, it's all about injecting gold into the economy.
And we're so far on schedule for that. The Mongols, despite losing out on the first Turtle, are keeping that gold lead very tight, barely 200 gold between these two squads. In the gold lane, though, Rinex isn't ready yet.
Nope.
So that means they have to watch out for these odd rotations. He is at least making good ground. Oh, Coffin with the Purify there. The cleanse, the natural cleanse on the Kagura.
That's why you want to have the Kagura in the first place. Let's not forget that she scales really nicely into the game. However, it really depends whether or not you have the items to burst down your targets, and priority targets, might I add. Sino going to take a pretty positive trade against Rinix K for the time being, knowing that Boyette is nearby, stuns him against the wall, and this means that the laning phase is pretty much over here for Rinix K. It's not like he wants to interact with him to begin with, but then we come back to the next turtle. Do we see a contestation from the Mongols?
Again, we're still waiting for Zetsu to get his items up, and more often than not, Team Falcons will be first to the scene. Better rotational speed. The only thing the Mongols are putting up against that candle is their global sight. They know where everyone is once Zetsu puts off the Mount Chakra. There it is.
Yep, and they find it instantly, punishing, finding Badang, and now Meiki is going to quickly try and reposition, leaving Zetsu out to dry. The killing spree actually working in his favor, gets him out just in time as Mumu slows him down with the help of the curtain call. Sanji, he's got to back up. War Axe already purchased by Mumu's side. He needs to maintain these stacks as Rinix K does get a big chunk onto Cuffing, getting two waves at once. A good rotation for the Mongols.
This is a messy fight though. Both junglers forced to use the retribution, so the turtle still stands with no one claiming it just yet. No decisive claim from either side. Top lane, still Mumu did pick up that War Axe, so he is going to be putting a little bit more pressure on Sanji, but it doesn't bother Sanji at all. trying to get him, forcing the vengeance out of the CC.
As long as he doesn't get caught, right? He just needs to keep on tapping, being annoying, and he'll heal back up in no time. Even Boyette does actually feel the true damage pushing through, especially Max Stacks. Ooh, RinXK finding the opportunity to get the flicker out. Turtle Boat is going to be used as well. Both sides trying to make it. Wait, Zetsu unfortunately does not win the retry battle, but here comes the Yin Yang overturn, looking to get into the back line. The Bloody Hunt actually getting on top of Cuffin, allowing Zetsu to get a reset. He gets it and walks away 3-0 in favor of the Mongols.
The Turtle plus kills and potentially the Purple right now. Makey committing Grand Theft Purple, serving it up to Zetsu. That SOD ain't going nowhere. A painful truth is no matter how slippery a Kagura is, your cleanse does nothing against a suppress.
Yep, the one key word, suppression. Doesn't matter what you have, you cannot protect yourself. You need somebody to bail you out. 80 seconds until the next neutral objective, and for now, we see that at least for the Mongols being pretty decisive, especially in these tight situations.
Very few things, nay, nothing gets in between Franco and his num-nums. So Shenlin, again, a key pickup. I reckon the reason why Falcons picked up this Kagura is maybe it's a back pocket pick, like a sneaky little mid-laner choice for Coffin, but also it saves you that extra spot for a Purify against the hooks from Shenlin, which I think is 80-70% of why the Mongols use it. The hook, the iron hook, that's mainly what it is. But now they're showing us that, hey, there's this other kit to Franco, which is the suppress, which is paying dividends for them. They're now up by about 2,000 gold.
I am curious for the items. I did see Sanji end up picking up a blade armor, which is good against... Oh no, Cuffin is able to find a kill onto Zetsu, and they want to get Makey as well. They get 2-0. Team Falcons clap back, and now we'll take that pressure and head down to the bot side of the map. Sanji already losing his tier 1. Not a big deal for now. He just needs to continue sandbagging. But Mongols, they have to alleviate the pressure, clear the waves. Let Falcons have this win. We'll get them back next time.
Now here's the math at work. Oh, hook on the one.
Oh, underneath the turret. Oh, the pick. Beautifully done by Shenlin.
All right, there's no numbers involved in that. If you get hooked, you get bit down, you're most likely dying. As I was saying, the math of the EXP laners, the more useless hero that forces the more useful hero away wins, and that's exactly what Sanji's doing, but it looks like that's not going to matter because the lower half of the map belongs to the Mongols. They do get a push, though.
I mean, it's a big punish coming in from Shenlin, right? Because Troll isn't there to participate in that fight. There is nobody that can actually look to move forward. And Sanji is like, I'm not going to waste any time. Oh, the Iron Hook lands again, but this time it's on Boyette. The shield holds strong.
Team Falcons do close the gap, keeping it tighter. Maybe less than 2K now, but still they are losing ground. Bottom lane pushed in by RinXK. Looking at the money. Oh, wow, RinXK up by 1,000.
He's doing very well, in a matter of fact. Like, a little too well.
Sano just picked up his golden staff. No, this is the Mongols learning from their opponents yesterday. Daylight was on the other end. The Mongols were on the receiving end of that carry, but wait. Boyette hunting down Mumu, finds Shenlin.
Okay, he gets right on top of him. Look at how fast he melts under the Yin Yang overturn. Genius One positioned well, but now Zetsu as well as Makey gets punched out to the wall. They find Sanji, unfortunately, and they also get trolled at the same time. RinXK already there to punish Team Falcons, forcing them underneath that turret. Cuffin tries for one more. RinXK is still alive. Zetsu, he does get the trigger on the killing spree, but he doesn't have the turtle boat to close the distance or even the traceless.
The Mongols win that 2-for-1 trade, gets a turret along the way. Drive-by turnaround. The Mongols, very impressive work. I'd hate to say it, but the Team Falcons combo essentially did not pan out the right way. Like, it happened in very different order. Boyette jumped in first. Troll got the full combo. Maybe pushed 3 or 4 dudes up against the wall, but there was no follow-up. Cuffin was misplaced. Sano was a little too far.
It really boils down to the mid duo, right? Cuffin and as well as Troll need to be able to coordinate their attacks, because let's not forget, that umbrella, it does a lot of damage, and not to mention that Cuffin decided to go for Genius Wand. If they get 2 squishy heroes like Zetsu and as well as Makey, they don't build MR at all in their build.
So that's going to be negative magic resistance, but Que sera, it's so hard to catch these two dudes. All this while, the Mongols, the reason why they're getting so much success, building up to about a 4,000 gold lead by now, here 9.5 minutes in, is their lineup is just a little more free flow. They're allowed to take fights wherever they may come. They're allowed to relocate, and now Troll hunting down Zetsu, catches him.
Yep, and now all 4 members collapse on top of him. Makey's looking to try to turn this around here. He's got to be careful about the position of that umbrella from Cuffin. Shenlin as well as RinXK going to be pushing out that mid lane, and because of that mid tier 1 collapse, they can still invade the jungle almost immediately after. No need to touch the Lord. They do notice that Sano is split pushing on the top side of the map, and could this be a potential punish here? Both sides just waiting.
Ooh, Team Falcons, they cannot capitalize on the pickoff on Zetsu. Not as quickly. They can't even burst this Lord. This is the best time for them to actually force the issue. And they jump on the Shenlin!
And they catch Troll again. The Bloody Hunt is good. Troll so low that even the curtain call was called. RinXK now gets the walk up for free. Poyet is the next to fall as they flicker forward to take the space. The Mongols now, Zetsu alive, will take the Lord and also a tier 2. If they want, they can take an inhibitor. But unfortunately, it's going to be the blessing that pushes it back. They break the shields. And at this point, the Mongols, they got everything they're looking for.
They may have taken the scenic route, waited for a while for Zetsu to respawn, but they got it anyways. 3 free kills, plus the Lord. Best believe the map's gonna turn red. Team Falcons. Again, that's the nature of the lineup, is it not? It's 3 frontliners plus Coffin and Sano. If one of these frontliners misses their mark, or if one of the cores aren't there to do that, nay, I take it back. Both cores have to be there for them to win any decisive engagement. Then Team Falcons get nothing, and that's exactly what happened there. Sano was way too far. The Mongols, is it just me or did they read that correctly? They said, let's not clump up together, let's deny them the SOD entry.
Yes, that is absolutely correct here. Now, let's look at the item build and see how far our team members are going, because on top of the glowing wand, on top of the genius wand, both wands in hand for Cuffin, it's just not enough damage, right? Then we look back at Makey. He's already got wait, hold on. They're looking for an opportunity here. Zetsu is already using the Mountain Chakra for a potential attack down by the inhibitor. They crack open the inhibitor.
We're in.
They're just gonna back off, right? Yeah, this is true to the Mongols, right? Just play it clean, keep it tight, make sure that they take their objectives, back off.
Force a Purify from Sanji too, why not? This is, again, great learnings, adaptation by the Mongols, evolution from about 24 hours ago, wherein it seems like all they knew was to go fast. The only gear on their vehicles were at 4th and 5th, but now they understand, hey, step on the brakes, let's wait for the next Lord, wait for another big fight, another punish, and then we can end there. They're happy with the 8,000 gold lead that they're sitting on. Talking about items, Mikey, double wand, right? RinXK. Oh my god, wait, they catch one!
Yep, RinXK's in trouble. He flickers out of the way at 1 HP and he ends up still going down the Bloody Hunt a second too late. Wait, the Spear of Destruction gets into the back line as Sano tries! He takes out Zetsu, but now the Mongols, they're not happy about this. A 3-for-2 trade, an inhibitor will now collapse. They still have Makey pumping out the numbers.
And all that's left for Team Falcons are these 2 rotund and stout gentlemen, a Uranus and a Baksha. What are they to do against waves coming from both lanes?
They have to distract, they have to pull the waves, but no, if the Bloody Hunt comes back up, it's a little too late. They try, even with the Retribution, to slow this down. Cuffin, he's back, he needs to turn this, he needs to clear that wave. Yin Yang overturn on the wave, on top of Mumu. It's too late. Makey has taken out one, and now it's slowly falling to pieces. Sano is back clearing up the waves, and now they find the fist crack onto Shenlin. They're so low as Mumu finds another kill as they close out this game. Number 1 goes to the Mongols.
A single ranged minion able to neutralize the natural defenses of the base, allowing for the focus to take it down. Game number 1 to the Mongols. Match point. I can't believe the home team, Team Falcons, are in jeopardy like this. Quickly and swiftly, they are on the edge.
Mistakes were made in the earlier stages of the game, and more importantly so, as we slowly rotated towards that mid lane, RinXK finds an amazing rotation in the middle of the second turtle team fight to get him not only ahead, but a mid-tier 1. And at that point, it felt like Falcons were pushed into a corner, and it doesn't seem like they were able to get out of it.
Falcons lineup, another avenue to approach this is, we thought going into the game, especially when they were taking fights 4 minutes in, 5 minutes in, it looked like they were going to snowball through. It looked like there was a legit threat for a mid-game or a 12-minute, 13-minute end if they continued. But looking back, it's so fragile. It's so hard to find a winning engagement if Sano and Coffin weren't part of the fight.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to isolate them. It's so easy for Mongols to just say, all right, we'll send dudes over here, send dudes over here. We'll deny him everything.
But that's the thing. They needed to be proactive in this game. And I feel like, unfortunately, with the EXP choices from both sides, kind of secluding them onto the island, the only winning lane that they could potentially look for, and even that's still a skill matchup, was down by gold. We needed to see the gold lane rotate just a little bit faster to go for those double waves. We needed to see those alts actually connect to be a part of the fights to begin with. Like you mentioned, right? These rotations from the side of Team Falcons are just a little slow, and those couple of seconds make the difference here at MSC wildcards.
RinXK successfully using the weapon that of which felled them yesterday, the carry, putting them now at match point. Not to mention the 100% Franco on Shenlin.
That, honestly, it's really nasty how he plays it, right? He throws out these hooks. I mean, he is following within the footsteps of the Franco gods we've seen of old. I still remember them. Every single time we go into these international tournaments, the names of Naomi start coming up. Vin start coming up as well.
Ben Things.
Just, oh my goodness. They always make these big plays. But as we see in these fights, a lot of them coming down almost to the wire, right? Mumu surviving just with a little bit of health. Same can be said about Zetsu as well. So many times where Falcons had an opportunity just to mix execution and not being able to close out the fight.
If yesterday we came to find out that there may have been a communications issue, here I'll just say it's fundamentally the lineup. The way that you're allowed to execute wasn't as simple and wasn't as easy for you to be able to catch up to what the Mongolians were doing. The Mongols, they're so mobile, they're so quick, and the lineup just flows so easy for them. Even if they do lose RinXK quickly here, there's just so much elsewhere for them to spread that responsibility. But for Falcons, look, they still have Coffin, they still have Sano, but when one of the other tanks go away, the whole lineup just falters. Eterna, you were watching the same game we were. What do you think the Falcons were going through? Because if yesterday was a comms issue for the Uranus, what do you reckon it was now?
It could have been so many other things as well. I mean, to me, it feels like a couple of minor setbacks all adding up together. Like the emblems not having concussive blast, on a Badan.
No real hard stopper. Making sure that, hey, as much as we believe in this mid duo, there's just not enough wave clear to compete with just the Kimmy.
That was my big issue personally.
Okay.
Why, are you a Kimmy main or something?
No, I'm not a Kimmy main. I'm just saying it was so hard for Falcons to. Again, you're right. Besides just the big picture, the lineup was fragile. There were just little factors. Do you agree?
Yeah. No, I agree.
Welcome.
Are you a Kimmy main as well?
No, I'm not. I'm a Lilia specialist.
Oh.
Unfortunately, it's not meta.
I mean, we saw it try to be played yesterday.
Yeah, 0% win rate, even in MPL ID playoffs, and Sans was the one to use it. So
No.
not the best of stats, but I think it all came back down to the drafts. I think the Mongols were very intelligent about it because they saw the first two picks coming through from the side of the Falcons, which was the Black Sea and the Uranus, and they're like, all right, okay, so we have two beefy guys. Despite it being super flex, what would be the solution to it? So that's why the third pick, CC, I think was really brilliant because we saw even towards the end of the game, the CC was doing damage, right? The beefy boys weren't beefying.
And it seems like the Falcons were once bitten, twice shy. There was nothing that the Mongols did to stop the Uranus jungle. Like, they didn't ban the Angela. Nothing.
No.
They just said, by all means, try.
Here's the thing. I think that what should have happened was you throw Uranus into the jungle, you throw Baxia into the support position, and then you start switching up. Make that EXP lane more volatile. Give him the Yuzong, right? Something to chase down into that back line. Make sure that as much as, CC is a pretty decent matchup.
Fovius and Arlo.
Fovius and Arlo. I think Arlo makes sense. Fovius a little less, only because, like, oh man, that Kimmy is quite the problem. You're like stuck there. You have to take vengeance. You don't have the right battle spells. It's a little awkward. Yeah.
So definitely the Falcons still have time to kind of go back to the drawing board and fix this because once again we are at match point. One more game away for the Mongols to take it all the way into the next stage where they do still have a chance to qualify to MSC group stage. And with that, before we get into game number 2, we are going to go on a short break. So don't go anywhere, stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
I stepped into a realm of wonders where the sun kisses the sea. Two worlds inspired by each other. Two worlds making one. This land is calling, Saudi Red Sea.
And we're back for game number 2 here between the Mongols and Team Falcons. Already at 1-0 in favor of the Mongols. And the big question is, will they be able to come back? For those of you guys who have just tuned in, you guys are now watching the English broadcast for the MSC Wild Cards. So cute. What was that?
What are you talking about?
Now it's like I'm weird.
I don't know. It sounds like you're
Thank you.
gaslighting. It's kind of crazy.
You're confused.
Look, with the way that things have been panning out within the game, I feel like now it's time to clutch up. Really streamline the strategies, right? We got to make it sure that the synergies start working, because a big problem that we saw in game number 1, the mid duel was collapsing, and that kind of bled everywhere else. Like, Boyette tried, but it's not enough.
To add to that, I think more than just the mid duo collapsing, there was just way too much on the Badang and the Kagura. Folks, in case you're just joining us now, Coffin and Troll played a Badang Kagura duo. Yes, there is a combo to that. Yes, there is an interaction to that, but it seemed like that was the only interaction. Because look at the other players and the other heroes on Falcons. Moskov playing the other side of the map. The Baksha is more of a force multiplier. Like, he's there to amplify the engagement. And then you have Sanji, who's just a floating blob of just mass. You know what I mean? So there was too much on Coffin and Troll. Maybe alleviate a little bit of that so that the team can flow.
I totally agree. I think the draft needs to be very straightforward. We need strong winning lanes. We don't want that 50-50 matchup anymore.
Drafts are going to be very important. It looks like the drafts are ready. Is it true, Zipper? We're going straight to the drafts? All right, I think we are moments away from the drafts. But I do agree with you guys. I think there needs to be a little bit more winning conditions that the team can actually execute on. And before we get into game number 2, after game number 1, I saw something between the players. I hope it's just them trying to discuss things and not the problem that they had yesterday. But we'll see how it will impact that second game. As, once again, boys, the floor is yours.
I wouldn't put it beside Falcons if discussions do get heated up, because again, match point for Mongols, that means tournament life. This game is literally for tournament life that Falcons is playing.
I would personally, if I was up on that stage, I'd be furious. Hey, why are we doing like this? Why is our setup not introducing what we've been practicing, what we're looking to do in the early stages of the game? But now, as we see in the draft, we see that the Mongols going to be on blue side. Falcons now deciding to be on second pick. We do see the initial Kalia and as well as Fredrin, Baxia the follow-up.
The only real win for Team Falcons all wildcard long was in game 1 against Riyadh. They were on red. So this is looking good. Again, if you're looking to get some success, go back to your patterns. Start where you began. And here they are now. They banned out the Uranus. One more ban for Mongols and Falcons apiece before we start picking. The 1-1 was banned earlier. The Farsa was banned as well. So let's see. All those picks are open still, including Yisun Shin, power pick from earlier. Should they start respecting the Franco?
I think they might have to. I don't know. It feels like a second rotation worth of bans. I'm not sure whether it's worth banning it out now, considering how many power picks are still available. We see the Zhu Shin also getting banned out for the side of the Mongols. It does give us a bit of an idea that they want to generally have control by winning out in their lanes, by out-rotating you because of their mechanical prowess. And I think that Falcons need to really recognize, hey, some things we cannot win. Therefore, give us the biggest advantage possible in lane. We need lane-dominant heroes.
Not heroes that interact when they're together, and then when they're not, it's over. That's the main symptom from game number 1. Let's see if they've found the remedy. Falcons, one more ban, still at large. The Farsa, the Zetian, as mentioned. There's the 1-1. Granger's. We haven't seen Granger in a while, sir.
Yes, we have not seen Granger in a while. To be fair, the Mongols had all the reason to go for carry. I mean, with 3 tanks, you just melt them one by one. You're doing your job more than enough, right? But then we start looking back at why the Moskov, right? Being able to play cross-map plays. If that was Granger, would that have made a difference? Personally, I don't think it would have.
Yeah, would have been faster though.
Oh, that's true. It could have been faster.
Might have answered quite a bit. And now Mongols first pick in the Yisun Shin, while the Falcons pick up the Farsa, which is again a clear green light. Zetian is just nearby somewhere.
Oh yeah,
she's on her way.
Granger going to be the next follow-up pick for the side of Falcons. Natural combination. Somebody both can hit the back line. As long as there's line of sight for Granger, it could just be easy executes with the Sky Piercer.
Great damage profile too. Clean burst in physical and magic. That's the 1-2 for the past 6 months now. Mongols, again, this has got to be the Zetian one of these. If we're reading the situation correctly. Or a Kimmy.
Or a Kimmy, to be fair, yeah, because we still have the Yisun Shin to try and cancel out the Feathered Airstrike. Oh, I'm going to quickly use the Mountain Shocker, throw the boat at you.
If he sees where the Farsa is.
Exactly. So, again, I mean, he definitely will with the Mountain Shocker.
That's the difference between the Phoenix Fury. It's just, I just press it.
I just press it. That's true. We do see that the Phoenix Fury is going to be within the arsenal of the Mongols, but they're really, like, I feel like with these 3 heroes, it's just like no more artillery, no more motors into our side of the battlefield.
You can run, but you can't hide.
You cannot hide, sir. And which begs the question, chasing capabilities from Yisun Shin is always really, really good. Damage profiles are looking kind of nice. However, we don't see any of the side lanes picked up within the first 3, within the first rotation of picks. Hayabusa, I love it, coming in from Falcons.
Yep, hunt down the Yisun Shin. You're basically the predator in the first half of the game, and then eventually you become the prey. But until then, you win those duels, and it's nice to find the Zetian too. So now in the second phase, Falcons first to ban. The Mongols, Gideon, here's the thing. I'm not so sure that we haven't seen the side laner. What if this Gatot goes in the hands of Mumu?
I mean, potentially, yeah, it is a flexible pick, but I think that's more favorable for Falcons.
And Falcons are making sure. Because they ban out Shenlin's Franco.
I mean, respect needs to be given over to Shenlin's Franco, right? He's made too many plays, too much disruptions with the Bloody Hunt. Let's get it out of there, move it out of the way, and let's see how Mongols are going to start banning. Because at this rate, Falcons are only going to have 1 more ban for their side lane roles. And it looks like Mongols also getting rid of the Cho. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, Troll has been playing a good chunk of Cho ever since he debuted in MPL MENA. So I'd say this is a good read. And again, with these kinds of picks, right, the Granger, the Farsa, and the Haya, the Cho just amplifies what they're capable of doing. Again, you could either attack them with AoE CCs or just pick off one at a time. It's just a good ban for Mongols. That's just how confident they are with their first three. It's just like, we'll cover up our weaknesses this way.
Yep. They're also Falcons also getting rid of the Moskov, the natural annoyance to the assassins, trying to make sure that this Hayabusa is going to be able to get where he needs to be without getting punished too hard.
Unhindered. But that does leave the gold lane matchup to be either an Irithel or an Irithel.
Could they go for anything else at this point?
I don't think there's no room for a carry anymore.
No room for a carry. Irithel, therefore, no, Beatrix. There's not enough cash for Beatrix either. Bruno,
Bruno, yeah.
If you're really looking for something, but even
Irithel
then,
or
it's
Bruno.
still like you're still prey to the Feather Airstrike and as well as the Quad Shadow.
70-30 then. I'd say Irithel and then Bruno.
I think that's fair. Ooh, Glue ban coming up for the Sun Mongols. Haven't seen Glue in a long time, considering how often we've seen the mid lanes get picked up within the first rotation.
Yep, it's been a hot minute. We really haven't seen Glue as a priority even. All wildcard long. Hell, I'll tell you now, even outside of the wildcard, outside of MSC, like even in the second tier, third tier tournaments leading up to this one, the big one, Glue has fallen off. Like Glue just usually gets banned in the second phase. Glue doesn't even get picked even if he's not banned anymore. So that's our priority overall.
People have been selling the Glue stocks. Unfortunately, it has crashed in the market. And unfortunately, this time round, as Falcons are on the red side, will get their first pick. And let's see what they're going to start off with, right?
They need frontliners.
They need frontliners, but at the same time, they need something, not flexible at all. A straight up honest answer. Hey, if you want to pick CC, by all means do it. I will make it work.
So the Mongols have yet to pick their roamer and gold laner. Again, 70-30. Irithel or Bruno, it's got to be one or the other. There is still room for a Harith, might I say.
Do you want that to be your damage profile? I mean, yes, Zetian doesn't scale as hard as you would like him to.
Although the only Harith yesterday did get smacked around.
He did get botched. I mean, the problem is that there's Hayabusa on one side. You want to kind of try to win the lane anyways against the Granger. And I feel like the Harith is kind of fallen off to the point where that laning phase isn't as
slow.
deadly as it used to be.
It takes too long.
Way too long. I feel like arguably Natan might be slightly better in these cases.
Yeah, and not to mention there's a Fovis on the other side. So
Exactly.
all of these little hops by this hyperactive kid is not going to fly.
It's not going to fly. They're going to go with the Hilda
And the Bruno.
And the Bruno this time.
Okay. So I'd reckon the Hilda because they want to send somebody to clear the wave quick, then bother Boyet, which makes sense. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that configuration. Roam, Gatot, XP lane Hilda.
Rome Gatot. Okay, yeah, I can agree with that. If anything happens in the mid lane, at least you have a support that can, forcefully, I'll give up a quarter of my HP to make sure that you scale in time. And now the final pick for the Falcons here. They played a very honest draft. They go for the Kufra at the very end. What an odd choice. I think this could be comfort. You're already in a corner. You might as well play something that you've continuously put tons of hours upon.
So Troll. That means Troll has been spamming Kufra in scrims.
I would guess this is one of his comfort picks coming not only from scrims, but even his ranked games.
Maybe ranked games. But you're right. It's odd because it doesn't interact well too much against the Mongols. Like, at best, you're stopping the Traceless. You're blocking that. You're blocking the tackle.
That's kind of it.
That's it. The Hilda can actually dash away. Like, that doesn't stop the dash.
Yep. It's an odd choice, but it feels like the Mongols had a hard read on that Cho. And what's something that's kind of like the Cho, arguably the Kufra, assuming that you have that line of sight.
So there's a lot on the shoulders of Troll this time around to make the Kufra play like a Cho. Just all in catch. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 2. Match point for the Mongols. A win away from eliminating Team Falcons out of the wild cards. I know it's bittersweet. Painful to watch for a good chunk of our audience that the home team might say goodbye here and now. This is their final stand.
Yep, this is where it gets really stressful. So far, a really good trade coming in from Cupson, forcing out an early rejuvenate from the side of Shenlin. Even so, it's dead even, and no mistakes are being made at the very least. No early first bloods prior to minute 1.
Moving up towards the Little Wanderer here. Falcons making good ground. This is the story of the mid duo. Our junglers are doing well as well. First clear, but it is the Mongols first across.
All right, so an early clear. Interesting pathing from Boyet. He decides to go for orange beetle and then tries to go for the full clear on top side before making his way down towards purple, knowing that the Hilda will get first push on Sanji.
It's a calculated risk. He is getting away with it. He's keeping up with the net. And he's able to rotate down, not reaching level 4 though just yet.
I mean, the only reason you go for that full clear is to deny your opponent a potential one-camp steal, because usually when both junglers starting on opposite sides, they end up just going for that one camp.
Which he did.
I mean, the beetle was gone. He did end up. That's why it's a net neutral, right?
Yeah.
Nothing kind of happened because of that.
Exactly. So it might have been Boyet saying, yeah, I'll just take the 50-50 on this and see if Zetsu's going to pull it. And Zetsu did. So now we're sitting at deadlock, 4.8 to 5K here. Team Falcons, looking at their builds, this is the setup Troll went in for. I mean, this is what expected. Concussive Blast, Tenacity, Vitality. First turtle spawned. First of the scene would be Team Falcons. They're putting a lot of pressure on Sanji.
He hits level 4 just in time. Could use the Infernal Pursuit, but doesn't opt to do so. Boyet now continuing his jungle pathing. Shenlin does have vision over him. He's going to try it. The taunt coming in from Shenlin right on top of Cuffin. Troll looking for a counter gate, flickers forward, and even with the Tyrant's Rage and Revenge, catches Zetsu out. Mumu takes out Cuffin. In the meantime, as Zetsu secures the turtle. Now, it's all up to this man right here. Oh, we have to cut away Sanji. He's gone. Unfortunately, Zetsu is able to... Whoa, hold on. Sanji getting close. Makey ends up finding that kill. Troll does not want to get back in there. Sanji tried.
You get nothing, sir. The Mongols run through Falcons in that first objective. 3 kills plus a turtle. Team Falcons, they had a great entry. It's just the pieces weren't in the right place.
I also think they need to make a call. Are we fighting or... Wait, hold on. Feather Airstrike against Shenlin, knowing that he doesn't have the AOG or even the Revitalize, gets blasted down. At least they take one back.
All right, so small scale, they made the right call. Let's kill Shenlin, yes, but big ticket fights wherein it actually matters, that's where they're missing their target. That's what game 1 was, that first turtle was, because Boyet was taking the orange. I guess, all right, the Mongols, their main strength again is they flow so well.
They do.
Mumu was literally on 2 dudes' face.
The Mountain Chakra's already come out. Oh wait, the turnaround with the Tyrant's Rage! With the help of the Feathered Airstrike, they take out Zetsu! And now Boyet, he's in the middle of the fight. No quad shadows, needs to get bailed out with the help of his attempts. Phoenix Fury, Mumu is gonna try. But the quad shadows has given himself over to Rinix K.
Goal by the Mongols. And yes, Zetsu did die, but the Mongols still punished hard. Boyet is finding it so difficult to just flow through these fights. He's relying, again, I hate to say it, so much on Cuffin and Troll.
He really is. And the problem is that Sanji unfortunately cannot rotate as fast, especially since Mumu has opted to go with a build that's focused on, hey, I can trade against you early, I clear the waves faster than you in the earlier stages, and now I'm going to bleed that influence, and your jungler feels it.
The Mongols are now up by 1,500. Where do Team Falcons find the farm? Might they even try to contest? That's a big question, because Boyet here is still taking this small camp, does not have his purple just yet, won't even be spawning anytime soon. Zetsu already got it. A lot of pressure here on Rinix, forcing the flicker. AOG!
It's going to catch, and now Troll. He can take the damage for now, but that's going to be flicker for flicker, and Rinix K, he's got to be very careful. He gets hit by CC, there's no escape for him other than the slide tackle. You see that Sanji gets right on top of him. Rinix K getting blasted down to 10 with the Phoenix Fury to buy him a bit of time. He escapes. Sanji gives up his life for this turtle, but he's going to make them hurt while he goes down. Boyet on the opposite side getting hit down by Mumu, who's able to sustain through 3 members worth of damage. Cuffin in trouble as Zetsu is able to cut him off between the turrets. The quad shadow lands, but he doesn't have the shadow kill.
Sanji up and held the door. Team Falcon scoring 1 major objective here, closing the gap, keeping it tight, 2,000 between them. It did cost them so many kills, and of course map presence. Rinix K pushing the first turret of the game, bottom lane taken down. Where does Sano find farm now? At least they called the switch early, all right? At least he moved up to the top lane pre-5-minute mark, and this is the last chance for him to actually find farm. Sano hasn't gotten anything yet. He's down 300 gold. At least that's a silver lining.
Yeah, but I love the call from the Mongols here, instantly trying to contest for that purple, but Boyet forced to use his retribution early. The Zetsu would have ideally liked to steal it away, but hey, you can only win so much. Zetsu on top with the help of Troll. Mumu is going to chunk him out, bringing him down to his last bit of health. Zetsu jumps right in. Mumu finds the kill. He probably should have given it over to Zetsu, but hey, you get what you get.
It's not a matter of where they put it. The fact that the Mongols are running through Falcons once more, and in a more dominant fashion at that, makes it so difficult. Interesting pickup, Troll. Did you see that, Gideon? First bought Thunderbelt.
I don't have much of an explanation for that. I would have imagined that they would have wanted to get like an antique early or something.
Yeah, I'd say chop suey a good amount of everything. Like just, let's see. No, he prioritized it.
That is such an odd build.
That's a lot of economy on a single item that scales. There's no time to scale right now.
Exactly.
You're down 4,000 gold.
Like, I understand that it's easy to proc because of your passive, but like considering the game state, right? You're missing already tier 1s on top and bottom side. The next turtle is about to spawn. How long do you plan on dragging out this game? And more importantly, so if you want to sack Thunderbelt, you have to show yourself. Troll on that top side does reveal himself. Zetsu has a rough idea of where he's coming from. Shenlin's going to open up the map. Sees 3, forcing them away. He's got the taunt ready, but the backline. Ooh, Zatan drops down the Phoenix Fury, and Sanji's out of position. Without the backline to help the Feathered Airstrike, can only do so much. Sano down to his last leg. Boyet is forced to quad shadow defensively, but the play from Troll, no follow-up though. Where was the follow-up? Where was this play happening later in the game? It's too late, as the Mongols now secure the neutral objective and will get mid-tier 1.
The rest of Falcons almost picture perfect. A second after Troll sets up the ultimate play, absent from that moment, Team Falcons, they're holding on. They lost out on that final turtle, and the Mongols are just running through him. Boyan here in trouble, pops the shadow kill. The response from Coffin does have a shadow set up, and here's the Mount Shocker.
Yeah, but this should be a non-factor here. Nobody should be dying just yet. It's chaotic so far, and the Mongols are thriving in this chaos. They don't mind Team Falcons throwing out abilities, but the communication breakdown is so evident this time around. You can see that the members aren't able to coordinate their attacks. They need to use their abilities together. And unfortunately, it's not even like there was much of a profit, right? You make that flicker play, you know, you literally visually saw the Feathered Airstrike already come out, and the rest of your team members were walking away, and nobody was going to die in the first place. Here we go, the AOG into the Phoenix Fury. Once again, Tumphin getting blasted to the ground. No Purify to save him, no Wings by Wings.
10 seconds off of his Purify too. It's not as if he would have survived anyways. There was a Phoenix Fury that was on his tail there. Mikey didn't even have to blink. He literally just had to press his ult. The Mongols are light years ahead of Team Falcons. They're now up about 7,000 and change. And Team Falcons are trapped behind this tier 2 in mid.
Yeah, a decisive decision making with global vision. Oh wait, the play coming in for Troll. Zetsu able to get the Traceless out just in time. Walks away unpunished.
And there goes that tier 2. No more outer turrets for Team Falcons. Looking at the damage dealt by Mikey. Again, effortless by this Zetian. Phoenix Fury popping it. So much stop that Team Falcons is doing. And looking at the map, there's no room for Team Falcons to contest. Unless, what if? Superhero moment again from Troll.
I mean, they can try to go for the superhero moment. I'm surprised that Coffin is still deciding to go for this genius one. He is out for Zetsu. He knows that he can take out Zetsu or even Meiki if he just gets the full shots from the Feathered Airstrike. Endless battle complete, and the Lord slain by RinXK. The Mongols, they'll take their time with this. It's sub 10 minutes that they've secured everything that they basically need, and they've almost guaranteed an inhibitor collapse.
All right, there's the Dominance Ice build-up for Troll. Still very questionable build. I'm still wondering where this is going. And the engages from the Mongols, it's not stopping. This is the perfect time for them to just keep pressing down on the gas.
Yeah, I don't know if the AOG was necessary, but they probably could have used it as a siege tool, but I'm loving the build coming out from Mumu here. Instead of going, hey, I just need an Athena shield, this time around, I'm going to go for the Twilight Armor, knowing that the majority of the damage is coming out from just one guy.
Maybe two, if you're looking at Sano. That is one of the few spots that Team Falcons can find silver lining is Sano hasn't died yet.
Oh, the Phoenix Fury hitting on all 4 targets. Shenlin, who is able to force Sanji to flicker. Oh, Meiki is doing God's work with the damage that he's applying upon the Falcons as mid inhibitor collapses. We do see that the Mongols are taking their time, letting the side waves look to compile it as they want to break through that holy defense.
Signs of evolution. The Mongols are learning on the fly, knowing that you can't just play fast. They are making these decisions deliberately, taking caution as they push in. Meiki now building up to a Bloodwing. So he knows that there's a lot of bank on him. He knows that he's one of the key members of Team Falcons, that anywhere, somewhere down the line, Boya might find him, Sanji might find him, Troll might jump him, and he's protecting himself. They're coming in!
Oh, the Purified from Cuffin gets him out just in time. Great coordination from Zetsu as Shenlin, but they needed to pull the trigger ever so slightly faster. Regardless, it's a big win for the side of the Mongols as now they will start to pressure the inhibitor down bot side. Troll flickers forward, tries to catch him, Traceless out of there, but now the Phoenix Fury stops the engage. Troll gives his life. Sano put down at 20%.
First trade for Falcons in quite a while. In game number 2, they trade Troll for Mumu, and they save their bottom lane inhibitor. Is it worth it? We're beyond that. Team Falcons are now drowning in Mongols' pressure. There's a wave coming down from bottom, and they're forcing this. Another Mountain Shocker coming through, forcing a Revitalize from Shenlin. And I think it's just a matter of time. The Mongols have made their call. All right, let's wait for the Lord spawning in 30.
They can just farm damage for fun at this point. Sanji and Troll have taken so many shots. Similarly for Mumun as well as Shenlin. But the one who's playing near perfect, Meiki. He has been getting so much damage applied towards Team Falcon's side, and not just the one guy. The entire team, whether it be with the Phoenix Fury or just whoever's in that front line. The range is working in his favor because nobody can get a feathered airstrike effectively down.
Not to mention how he's doubling down on protecting himself. Mind you, I don't think I've seen his passive pop in a while. So nobody's popping the Zetchen passive. So even if he gets found down like this!
And they find Rin XK. That's already one in the books. But Cuffin explodes under the damage of Setsu. Troll forced to quickly take a bit of a roundabout way to rejoin his team. But Mongols, that's more than enough. Cuffin's down. We lose Rin XK, but don't worry. We have plenty of damage in Meiki as well as Zetsu. We can start forcing Team Falcons to walk. AOG to kind of cut off the trajectory of Sano. No line of sight. Troll looking for an opportunity. Gets on top of Momo as Sanji's just farming up. At this point, the Thunderbelt stacks are doing well. Oh, the Oki Shadow Kill ended up on Zetsu for some reason. RNG may not be in his favor, but they don't get any kills so far. Revitalized down by Shenlin.
Signs of life from Team Falcons. For the first time in a while, they're actually leaving their base. Pressure on the Mumu now. Shenlin, the front line here, waiting for his AOG to come off cooldown. They do not have a Revitalize. So that means Team Falcons know that there's at least 70, 80 seconds before that. Troll finds one!
Mumu, he goes down. Sano fights him with the Sky Piercer. Zetsu secures more and now will fight Sanji. Gets melted down under the pressure of Meiki and Zetsu. And Zetsu is having the time of his life. Killing spree procced again as they take out Troll.
Troll overshot, and I am mincing my words. He literally went underneath tier 1 top lane, and I think that's just to buy time. The Lord spawns in mid. They'll be complete. A 5-man coalition to try and push back the Mongols. But Gideon, I'm afraid that might be too little, too late!
Oh my god, they're putting down to 10% as they're looking for an opportunity to crash down upon the crystal. And as they start walking up towards their opponents, we see that they flicker forward. Sanji tries, Phoenix Fury to slow them down. And that's it. The Mongols get to move on. Oh my goodness, Team Falcons. They tried their best. They put everything on the line here, but it just wasn't enough. The Mongols move on, and we have to say goodbye to the hosts here. It's Team Falcons that have to go home.
GG, well played to the home team, but it looks like Mikey leading the charge for the Mongols will be enough to send home our very first contender. With hopes of making it to the group stage, they now have to bow out. Team Falcons take the L here. Mongols want a decisive